Grab your pillow, chill with your boy Brillo. I'm back with another video. If you come across it, like and subscribe. Mess with your boy, lock into the real. If you subscribed already, we locked in. Thank you. If you a hater, please be quiet. You don't serve a purpose, just pouring gas on a flame, and I'm that flame. With that being said, let's get straight into it. You know why we here. Meech versus everybody. Today I'm going to be breaking down some of the most iconic scenes from season 1 of BMF that involves Meech. Okay, the legend versus everybody. First, we're going to talk about Meech's scenes with Pat. Okay, first we see Pat at the iconic scene at the Amico where, he's supposed to be going to Wendy's, but Terry knows he's not going to Wendy's. He pulls up on him, and he's like, you about to go to the rock house. Then Pat pulls up, and Pat like, come on, I can only bring one of y'all. So Meech feels a little bad for him at first. At first, he's like, whatever. Then he feels a little bad. Then he's like, come on. And Meech says, was it a bad thing getting my little brother involved in this game? Next, we get a flashback of Meech at the store. He's at the store picking up a couple groceries, and he sees some honeys in there. So he gets to spit in a little game, and the one chick is feeling him. Right? The one chick is feeling them, but you always got that one friend who's hating and hating and hating. They're going to point out the fact that Meech only got a bike. He don't got the dirt bike, the Honda. She going to point out the fact that he's broke or whatever. Point out everything that he doesn't have, but the one chick is feeling him, so he agrees to pay for their snacks, their Fagos, their Better Maids, or whatever he agrees to pay for. The only problem is he has a food stamp knot. So he tries to get him to go outside. He's like, I'll take care of this. Y'all go ahead and wait outside. They're like, no, it's cold out there. Long story short, they get the cloud on him because he got the food stamp knot. But the OG, Pat, sees this, and he tells Meech, don't worry about it. That's messed up what happened to you. Here go a couple $100. And from that moment, Meech looked up to Pat, considered him like a father figure. Which brings me to Pat's birthday. On Pat's birthday, Meech and Terry fresh to death. But Meech is about to press Pat because Meech is ready to cop some birds outright. But then Pat gonna tell him, y'all selling too fast. What plug is ever gonna tell his customers that you're selling too fast? They let me know that they're gonna have to get Pat out the way. They let me know early that Pat was not a real plug. And I said that in the previous videos. Pat was not a real plug. Pat gonna talk about God never gonna put nothing on you that you can't handle. And for you, I'm God. So right then, Meech knew he gotta get another plug. Gotta get another. Pat love you to death, but I gotta get another plug. Which brings me to after Terry gets shot, Meech did a big no-no. He fell behind on that pay schedule. And if you in the game, you know you cannot fall behind on the pay schedule. The Connect don't care about what you got going on personally. Don't care about your problems internally in your organization. All they want is their money. But Meech thinking that Pat will understand because Pat is family. And he knows Meech would never run off on the plug or nothing. So Pat comes to pick Meech up and he got plastic all over the seats. Like he about to shoot Meech right then and there and he don't want blood to get on his seats. Like he Dexter or something. And he tells Meech, I need my chips and dip pronto. So Meech gets to it. Right? So he's partying and Terry for the lot can't understand why he's partying. Everybody thinks Meech is just partying. He's doing his 1-2, his Big Meech thing. But no, he's doing recon. He's laying the groundwork. He's trying to figure out who in this club that works at the factory is doing rocks, is doing stones. Who's doing it so that I can exploit them? And of course, he finds that out. But before he finds it out, Pat pops up and Pat thinks they're partying too. So he turns the clock up, gives them less time to get the cheese. But of course, Meech being a legend that he is, he has to play. He has to play with the Stone Burgers and the food truck, and he gets to pumping, and he gets that money in no time. He also puts a battery in his cruise back by offering up a rollie. He took the rollie fresh off his wrist, and if it was on his wrist, it's probably already bust down. And this the 80s. It's already bust down Rolly. He looks at us and said, this is your Rolly. Whoever can sell the most in 48. So he gives his crew incentive and he gets that cheese in no time. So big fella got his chest out. He's going to see Pat and pay him his money. He got his chest out. I done did this. I'm a hustling genius. I done got this money in this short amount of time. Let me go drop it off to Pat personally. So when he goes to drop it off, my man like, make sure you knock. They got some honeys back there. So Meech gives it a knock. They let him in. What does Meech see? Nothing but Pat and that boy stunned, slumped, looking like a zombie. That boy Pat off that crack rock. Pat got crack pipes on the table. Chicks in there, they high as a kite. And Meech looked at him like, dude, he couldn't believe it. Pat is messing with his nose. That broke Meech's heart. Broke his heart. He couldn't even tell Terry what happened. Could not even tell him. So after seeing that and the fact that Pat won't supply them with what they need, Meech has to get a new plug. So he goes around Pat, meets Pat right-hand man in the back of the store, and they set it together to get them a real plug. So Meech thinks he's going to get the plug, but of course it's Pat. And if I didn't know better, I would think Pat was about to kill Meech and Terry, but instead he kills his right-hand man with the shovel, decapitates him, and Meech didn't flinch. Terry was shook. That boy Southwest T was shook, having nightmares. Meech didn't flinch at all. Like, let's get rid of his body, let's bury him, whatever. Just another day's work as a dope boy. Don't make me know, never mind. He did not care. And the final scene with Pat, when Pat fired on Meech, when Meech straight up told him, like, you breaking the number one rule, like you using that, like you using drugs, you breaking the number one rule. And Pat fired on him, told him to get out of here, or whatever. And those are the Meech and Pat scenes. Now let's move to Meech and Coach Cop. First time you see Coach Cop, Meech is coming to him because he have a problem with the real estate, with 12th Street and everything, and he needs his help. And that made me think, like, man, Meech is like 19, 20 years old and already has a cop on the payroll. So the cop handles that for him. Next time we see Coach Cop is the legendary scene that they say happened for real. Meech is in the hospital with the burner out. And everybody say, like, man, this is so unrealistic, blah, blah, blah. But I was watching something with the showrunner on it, and he said that this scene actually happened. And people in Detroit swear that this happened as well. So I'm inclined to believe it, that it actually happened, that Meech was actually in the hospital with the gun out. And the cop was able to talk him down, thankfully. Also, the cop bought him J-Mo. Unfortunately, B. Mickey couldn't follow an order and ended up killing J-Mo. Then, of course, the cop and Meech are on the outs. They had a little argument where they kind of threaten each other, and that's where it stands with the cop. And now I finally want to talk about the way Meech's family treats him throughout the season 1. This is ridiculous. One little low-key scene that I saw was when they were at the table and his dad came in like, I told you about being proper at my table. So he take his chain off, and then his dad like, whose turn is it to say grace? His little sister say, oh, I think it's Meech's turn. And Meech was so happy he was about to say grace, and to his dad say, Terry, you said. I'm like, as a father, I don't understand how you could hate your kids. How? I don't think my son could do nothing to make me hate him as much as Meech's dad hates his son. I'm like, dog, you about to be homeless and you won't take the money from Meech? Okay, if you don't want your son selling drugs, I totally get that. You don't want to support that, but you take the money and then you pay him back. It's like a loan. You pay him back. That way you don't owe him nothing, and you let him know, like, son, you could do something else with your life. You don't have to sell these drugs. You talk to him. You don't just treat him like that. Even when Terry got shot, Meech's old mama, like, I told him to stay away from you. It's like they're blind to the fact that Terry is damn near just as he as big as dope dealer as Meech. He damn near the brains behind the operation. Like, how do y'all not see this? Terry got jewels and lambskin. Everybody say Meech is such a stunner. Terry stunned just as hard. I do not understand that at all. They hate that man. They hate Meech. Now let's talk about, finally, last thing I'm going to talk about, then I'm going to get out of here. Meech sings with Lamar. Okay, he first sees Lamar after he got done clapping Cash out. He's coming out, and Lamar down there hits him with the car, and then gonna say, "Stay away from my girl. Next time I won't miss." And I'm thinking like, damn, you didn't miss that time. You down there ran him over. Then of course Meech goes to see his girl, and Lamar is there in the back. Like Meech's like, I don't care who in there. Like I know what it is. You doing what you do. I just need to talk to you. He tried to warn her about Lamar, but she wasn't hearing it because Lamar was up at the time. That should have let Meech know that this girl is not for you, buddy. Not at all. She's for the streets, my guy. And that's a fact. So that's what Meech was thinking, which leads me to Kato gave Lamar the stash house, so he robbed the whole crew blind, messed up the whole Stoneburger situation, and robs the crew blind at the wrong time because they're just now about to get the re-up from Big L. So they can't be talking about we coming up short. So they needed that back, which tied Meech's hands together, and he did the infamous light kidnap. The light kidnap, man. He kidnapped the girl technically, but you know, he gave her ice cream, took her to Coney. She had a good night, a good day with Uncle Meech. Period. And also, Meech was the one who was able to talk Slim into letting him know where the stash was anyway. Because it don't even seem like Lamar cared about his girl. Because he straight up said whatever. Because he knew that Meech wasn't going to kill that girl. But personally, I don't know. I think Meech might have killed her if he had to. Because that boy was going to be successful in this game by any means necessary, man. There you have it, man. Meech versus everybody. I just touched on a few of his highlight reel. This season has been a Big Meech highlight reel. And this is why Meech is the GOAT. The GOAT. Point blank, period, man. I don't do much. I'm for sure going to turn up. Holla at your boy, man. Go ahead and subscribe, man. Lock into the reel. You know the deal. Like and subscribe. You know the vibes, man. Let's get up out of here. Go ahead and lock in. Before we get up out of here, man, y'all have a great day. Be on the lookout for the rest of the videos. You know I got the book 2 video coming probably tomorrow. This finale about to be lit. You know what it is, man.